Welcome back to the channel where we help you recruit, coach, and develop outstanding salespeople. Today's topic is one of the most underrated, but absolutely essential skills in sales: listening. For many years, I taught interpersonal communications at the college level. And across every textbook and research study, one finding consistently stands out. Listening is the number one interpersonal skill, the most important ability for building strong relationships and getting things done with people. That's true in leadership, it's true in marriage, and it's absolutely true in sales. But here's the question. Why do some salespeople become great listeners, sometimes even when it's not their natural strength? Here are the three main reasons sales reps become great listeners when selling. Number one, compassion is part of their natural personality and DNA. Some people are born with a sense of empathy. They're wired to notice what others feel and need. They're more relational than checklist driven, more tuned in than task focused. For these reps, listening isn't a sales strategy, it's who they are. They feel the emotions in the room. They ask thoughtful questions and they listen with care because they genuinely want to help. That compassion creates connection, and connection builds trust. And trust leads to more closed sales. Number two, they're conscientious, and that drives them to listen. This group may not be naturally empathetic, but they are driven by the desire to get it right. They want to meet expectations, do excellent work, and make a real difference. They value responsibility and accuracy, so they listen because they know it's how you succeed. They pay attention to details. They gather the facts. They serve the customer not just by caring, but by being thorough and dependable. That's the power of conscientiousness. It leads to disciplined, high-quality listening that supports long-term success. Number three, they learn to listen, even when it goes against their natural style. We once worked with a woman in the financial services industry. She was bright, driven, and incredibly capable. But early in her career, she struggled to close sales. Her issue? She was wired for action, very checklist-driven, fast-moving, goal-focused. She approached clients like tasks to be completed, but they made people feel unheard and disconnected. Eventually, as she learned what worked and what didn't, she began to slow down. She chose to put herself under the stress of doing what didn't come naturally, listening instead of presenting, connecting instead of just getting right to business. She did this to earn more money from closed sales, and everything changed. She asked better questions, she listened to their emotions, not just answers, and her closing rate and income rose dramatically. She learned to do what many top performers eventually do. Listening is one of the most powerful learned behaviors in professional selling. And here's the part I want to be honest about. I had to learn this too. In my own life, I had to slow down. For years, I pursued achievement, solving problems, checking things off, presenting answers, often as quickly as possible, whether at home or at work. I didn't always listen. I was moving fast, performing, fixing, doing, without really hearing the needs behind the words. But over time, and through the interpersonal turmoil I created, I realized listening creates the connection that performance or trying to quickly fix things and moving on never can. When I made that shift, my relationships improved. So did my leadership, and yes, so did my effectiveness in sales. So one more time, sales reps become great listeners for one of three reasons. They're naturally compassionate and empathetic. They're conscientious. They want to get it right and serve well. They learn to listen even when it's hard because it works. And again, as someone who taught interpersonal communication, the research is clear. Listening is the number one interpersonal skill for human connection and productive results. So whether it's natural for you or not, I encourage you, choose to grow this skill, because great listeners make great salespeople and great leaders and great fathers. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.